Hello, and welcome to the fifth part of the series where we will be learning how to set up our product detail page. So let's jump right into it. So first things on the list is that let's head into the product detail page real quick, and I'm going to open up the page settings and scroll through our custom code. So inside the head tag, you'll notice that we have our splide JS CSS and our swiper JS CSS as well. That's because we're using two sliders in this entire page. So yeah, make sure this is going to be included in the clonable anyway, but just pointing this out. All right, and then in the before body tag, we have our page loader transition, and just like our shop page, if I quickly head over to our code sandbox, so page transition product template, you'll notice that we have our entire page loader animation right here, which is tied into our Wized request of get product details. I mean, we're going to be setting this up in a minute, so just letting you know. So yeah, again, it's the same drill as our shop page. And then we have our GSAP animation libraries here. And then we have our splide script. So this is for our splide library. And then we also are initiating the swiper JS library. And then we have this code here, which is our code sandbox code for our swiper slider. So in case if you haven't noticed, if I take you to the actual demo, so let me check if this is the demo. All right, if I click into one of these products, so we have a slider for our product images, but it only activates for the tablet and mobile. So if I go to inspect and change this to, all right, if I scroll all the way up, you'll notice that this is a swiper slider. So this is only activated for tablet and mobile view. So I'm going to close this and switch over to WEBFLOW. So that's what our swiper slider is for. And in case if you're wondering what the splide slider is for, that is for our testimonial that you will find over here. So it's right here. Hopefully that clears everything up. And then we have our testimonial slider connected to our code sandbox and our Wized API. We have this product JS. So let me just quickly jump over to Code Sandbox to explain what is happening over here. There we go, product.js. So this custom code over here is responsible for converting rich text, Shopify rich text, into an acceptable format for WEBFLOW to understand and then translate that into the HTML. So the problem is, so what I mean is if I take you to the actual demo here, so you'll notice that when I click on at a glance, and you'll notice that there's this is actual rich text, which is in a bullet list, and then you have the same for plant preferences as well. Now, the way Shopify returns this information is not supported on WEBFLOW. So WEBFLOW doesn't quite understand the formatting of that. That's why we have our custom JavaScript that grabs the information, formats it properly, and then it translates it so in a way where WEBFLOW rich text completely understands and displays the text exactly the way we want it to. So that is what our custom code is accomplishing here. Now scrolling down, we have our so basically this portion of the code basically targets all the elements. So we have it targets the at a glance text and makes sure that it assigns the text there properly. So that's what this code does. And then we also have this portion where the functionality basically grabs the product SEO title and the product SEO description of that product. And it assigns the page SEO title and description from that request. So you'll notice that the product page name and the page SEO title description has been assigned, and this is made possible from our custom JavaScript code. Also, for those of you who might be interested to learn how does this work in terms of SEO, because this page is being rendered on the client side. So how is this page going to be indexed to the various search engines? So what you need to do is make sure to set up reverse proxy. Now, if you're not familiar with what that is, I have linked the documentation in the description down below. So make sure to check that out if you want to learn how to set up your reverse proxy. And that is that for our custom code. So that is it for Webflow side of things. So I think we're good to jump into our product page. So let's go and click into this product page here. I'm going to create a folder first and name it shop product page. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this request and move it to my shop product page. And I'm going to call this get product details. And I need to make sure that this is absolutely correct because this request will be connected to our page loader transition. So I need to be aware of how I name this. Okay, so everything's going to be exactly the same, but we need to modify our body here. So if I click into this, I already have the body for this set up off screen, so I'm going to copy that and then paste that in here. Okay, now if you remember correctly, scrolling all the way to the top, let's just quickly run through this and see what we have here. So you'll notice that we are querying based on the n parameter product. So we need to make sure that our variable, our parameter, which we saved over here, the n parameter product, Crassula ovata, is basically set over here. So you need to make sure that the parameter is set here, and then based on that parameter, we are querying to obtain the product ID, the product name, the product handle, the product description, and then we also acquire the product title, SEO title, and description. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice that our variance here is pulling in the variant ID and the price. Previously, we were not pulling in variant ID, but this time we are because we need the variant ID for our cart and for our checkout. And because we have the add to cart button here, so this is something that you need to be wary of. You need to add the variant ID. It's extremely crucial if you want the add to cart and checkout functionality to work properly. And then scrolling down, we have our images, of course, and then we also request for our meta fields. Now, if you remember from our earlier tutorials, we have our meta fields to every product. So let's head over to one of our products and click into this. So if you scroll down, you'll find that we have all these meta fields. So we have at a glance, plant preferences, and related products. So we grab all those meta fields and then we assign them to our page. And that's it. That's the body that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And that's that for our body. And then we need to work on the trigger. So it's attribute present, and we're going to trigger this based off of product at a glance. We're going to trigger this off based on product name. Okay, let's do that. Product name. There we go. And we are going to get rid of all the after requests here and start fresh. Ah, shoot. I got rid of my bad. Product name. Perfect. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to set a variable to our actually, I need to reset this and execute the response first before I can assign and create new variables. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, this is working and it has grabbed all the information that we need to populate this page. This is going to be a very straightforward tutorial. You're just going to practically watch me set this up. Okay, now that we have this, so we're going to set up our first variable, which is going to be the SEO title. So let's try to find the SEO title from our data path here. There we go, SEO title. So we are going to set a variable. This is going to be conditional. Okay, you know what? We're not going to make it conditional. I do not understand this weird bug. I apologize. Okay, we're going to set the conditional later on. So let's open our curly braces in and put this in there. Perfect. Oh, we need to create our variable. So let's set this to product SEO title. All right, let's create our other variable. Let's create this as well, and we're going to call this product SEO description. Now, it's very important that product SEO description and the product SEO title, it's case sensitive because this our custom JavaScript code, which is the product JS, is also looking for these variables. So let's open up our curly braces here and paste this in. Now, instead of SEO title here, I'm going to change this to description. Perfect. Okay, and that is that for this. I'm going to run this again. Okay, that's perfect. And I'm going to copy this data path for our conditionals here so that we can set this up real quick. Okay, so only run this when this request is successful. Also conditional. Perfect. So let's preview this page to see if this is actually working. So we need to make sure that the product SEO title, so you'll notice that product page and it should, there we go. It's just grabbed the SEO title and the SEO description right here. So this is working. Now we need to make sure to assign everything to our elements here. All right, so the first one I'm going to set as set product name. I'm going to select a folder for this. Shop product page. Assign it there. Switch on X-ray product name. Okay, perfect. Text. Okay, we need to look for. Okay, so that's our request right there. Perfect. Now we're going to duplicate this and set our price. Product price. I'm going to move pretty fast here because this is quite basic stuff. So, okay. I can't find the price. There we go. Found it. And we also need to add in our currency here. And there we go. It formats it properly. Perfect. Now we want to set our image. But before we set the image, we actually need to render the images first. So what we're going to do is hop over to WEBFLOW, close this, have a look at our product image. Okay, so it's Wized product hero image. Okay, so we need to target this, the product hero image. Let's duplicate this, set product image. We're targeting product hero image. And first what we want to do is render. So we want to render this out completely. Now, in order to render this properly, we need to make sure to select the right items. Okay, I believe it's this right here. Product. So this should, okay, so right now we notice that there's only one image here. So if this is working, it should produce two more on top of this. So let's quickly reload the page to see if this is working. Okay, perfect. So we got 3 images, our product names being pulled in, the price as well. Beautiful. This is all coming in together. All right, now we're also going to set the HTML, which is going to be set to src. So the image that we need to link the image for this. And we're going to do this with this data path here. And instead of 0, we're going to put in v index. Now, if we reload this, oh, right, it's not going to work because I need to also set in src set for this to work. So src set, and then we copy this and paste this in here as well, and it should work now. There we go. It works beautifully. Okay, perfect. So the top portion of it is done. But what we're going to do now is move on to the slider. So what I'm going to do is click here, and I'm going to rename this to render product image slides. And need to hop over onto WEBFLOW and go to tablet. So basically, this is our Swiper.js div block here. This is the main parent one, and then we have Swiper wrapper and Swiper slide. So the one we're targeting is Swiper slide. So product Swiper slide. So this is the one that needs rendering. Because we have 3 images in total, we should be having 3 Swiper slides in total. So product Swiper slide. Okay, so that's the one we need to target. So product Swiper slide. Perfect. And we should be using the same data path, but we are not going to need these 2 HTML attributes. So before we reload this, let me just quickly go ahead and duplicate this again. Render product image. So instead of render, I'm going to call this product image for slides. And we're going to target the image inside, which is this one right here. So this is called product slider image. Okay, so let's do that. Product slider image. And what we're going to do is set HTML attribute, src, and I'm going to copy the value from here. And then also set the HTML attribute for src set. Paste this in, reload this. Okay, that took a while to load up. but we won't be. So let's just preview this. Okay, this is working. Now let's switch over to tablet or mobile. Okay, so mobile is working. Let's switch over to tablet as well. Beautiful. So let's close this and jump back into Wized. Okay, now next on the list we have is set product overview text. So if we scroll down, we need to set the text for the overview. So let's call it set product overview text. And let's switch on X-ray product overview. Okay, so let's target that. Product overview, let's reset that and select set text. I believe for this one, I think we have to select HTML. Yeah, I think that should work. All right, so we have the product by handle. It should be up here somewhere. Title, handle, description. This is the one. Okay, let's reload this. All right, perfect. I can't remember if that's the actual overview that I've... that doesn't matter, as long as it's working. Now let's click into At a Glance and Planned Preferences. Okay, so we need to assign the text for this as well. Now, if you remember correctly, I've mentioned that the At a Glance and Planned Preferences comes from our custom JavaScript code. So we don't need to carry out any sort of setup from Wized. So what we need to do is make sure to remember that our data here, our data request is labeled as number 4. So what we need to do is hop over onto Code Sandbox, and then we need to make some adjustments here. So there you go. This, we need to change the number here to 4, and then we need to change this as well to 4. Do we need to change anything else? Nope, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and press Command S to save this, and the change should reflect onto our site now. So let's click on reload here. There we go. It's working. How awesome is that? Now, next on the list, we have our this section here, which is fetching the related products. So if you remember correctly, if we hop over onto our Shopify, each and every product has a related product. So I've already attached related products here, and we have the same story for any other products here. So since we're working with Crassula here, let's check what we have here. So, it also has editor testimonial and testimonial name as well. That's nice. Okay, so we already attached our related product. So we're going to retrieve that and reflect it on our Wized here. So we're going to start off with our request first. So it's not shop. So let's open this up and duplicate this. So we're going to call this fetch related products. I already have the body for this, so I'm going to copy this, which is off the screen. Everything stays the same. The trigger, I need to reset that. I need to get rid of all the after request. We don't need any of that. And as for the body, we are going to adjust this, paste this in. Now, this request here is exactly the same as all our other requests. You know, the information that we're asking for is exactly the same as the one that we have on our shop page, except for this part here. Instead of 19, we need to change this data path to 4. So this is grabbing the meta field edges. So this is grabbing the meta field that contains all our related products. So that's the data path right here. Other than that, everything stays the same. So we're gonna click on done and just execute this request to make sure that this is working. It indeed is. Perfect. So as you can see, there's 4 products that it is grabbing right now. So let's render this out quickly. So first things first is we're going to create another folder that's going to be a subfolder. So we're going to call it fetch. No, we're going to call it related products. That makes more sense. And it's going to be nested inside of shop product page. So it just makes it a lot more easier. Okay, so we're going to call the first action render products. Let's switch the X-ray on. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to hop over to WEBFLOW. So what exactly are we targeting? Okay, so it's products related item that needs targeting. Related item. And we want to render this list from array. And that would be, this generally takes me a few tries. Okay, so this is the one that we need. And let's go ahead and test this out real quick to see if this works. Oh, right, it's not going to work because what we need to make sure is that our get product details, we're going to attach an after request. So we're going to say perform request of fetch related products. We're going to copy this condition and only carry this out when our get product details is successful. So let's try reloading this again. So it should work this time. Perfect. There we go. We got 4 products. So let's start assigning the images and the name, the price, and the link. So render products. Let's set product image. Let's find out what the image is. Products related image. Okay, let's reload this now. Should work. Perfect. Now let's duplicate this again and call this set product name. Index. Okay, let's duplicate this again, and now let's set the price. Make sure to put in our currency here. There we go. Now let's reload this one more time. Oh, shoot. Product price, products related price. There we go. That should fix our issue. There we go, all fixed. Okay, now last item on the list is set product link. Now for this one, what we're going to do is copy from our shop page, set product link. So we're going to copy this same exact thing right here. And set product link. Okay, now let's go through this site URL, shop product page, product. Okay, so obviously we're targeting the variable, so we don't want the variable. What we want is this handle right here, this data path. And we're going to change this to v index. So let's preview this. Verdevista clonable /shop/product page, product. Okay. Now we're going to quickly test this out to see if this actually works. But before we do that, let me just quickly move all this to our folder. Okay, let's reload this. Ah, shoot. Messed up. I did not choose the right element. That is my bad. Products related link. That's the one. Let's reload this one more time. Okay. Let's see. Where have I gone wrong? Set product link. Oh, it's setting text. Set HTML attribute. Ref. Let's copy that one more time. Really sorry about that. So let's copy this again and paste this in and get rid of this here. All right, third time's the charm. Let's reload this. Okay, everything's working. So let's click on this here and see if this works. Beautiful. Let's quickly check this out. This is working as well. All right, it's working. Perfect. So that brings us to the end of this tutorial here. Hopefully that wasn't too hard, and really sorry about the consistent mistakes. But yeah, on the next tutorial, we're finally going to be learning how to set up our cart. So looking forward to that, and I will see you in the next one.